Agricultural cooperatives began forming in the early 1900s. There were two major reasons that led to this action. In some cases, farmers in certain areas of the state simply could not obtain a reliable supply of the inputs they needed to carry out their farming operations. In order to assure their access to the inputs they needed, farmers began forming their own purchasing groups or cooperatives. In other cases, inputs were available, but from a limited number of suppliers. Thus, prices were often higher than the farmers could afford. To create competition amongst input suppliers, local producers formed cooperatives to provide themselves with a ready supply of affordable inputs to maintain their farming business. Over time, farm supply and marketing cooperatives have changed dramatically to meet the needs of their farmer owners. One thing hasn't changed, though. Today's cooperatives are still focused on providing value to their owners, who are the farmers that use the cooperative. Many times, young producers ask the question, why should I be a member and do business with a farmer-owned cooperative? To answer that, let's explore the financial structure of a cooperative and how cooperatives are governed.
The farm supply and marketing cooperatives exist for the benefits of its members, the farmers and ranchers who use the cooperative's products and services. These farmers and ranchers, often called patrons, are responsible for the governance of the cooperative and must invest equity capital in the cooperative. In return, the members are entitled to share in a portion of the net profits of the cooperative, which are allocated to them as patronage refunds or allocated equity.
Since we have started farming, we've really relied on our cooperative to be a partner in adding value to our business. Of course, pricing is always an issue, but in addition to the service that comes with the product is important to us. We rely on our cooperative to provide us with the most up-to-date technical information on crop protection and grain marketing, allowing us to concentrate on what we like to do best, which is producing crops and livestock. The technical expertise that the cooperative provides us allows us to be more profitable and, quite frankly, is a service that we can't get anywhere else.
One of the services that our cooperative provides is custom application. This is important to our operation because we can't afford to have a full-time hired person. And through this service, we really get a hired man when we need him the most, in the extremely busy times of the year, but also not having to pay for the hired help all year round. While price is important, I've discovered that the total value that a company brings you is what will make the difference in our survival in this business. I believe the value that my cooperative provides us through price, customer service, technical support, and patronage and equity redemption make the co-op our supplier of choice.
By being an owner of the cooperative, you share in the profits and losses of the cooperative. The two ways to do that is through patronage refunds and equity redemption. A patronage refund is a portion of the cooperative's net profit allocated to you in a particular year. This patronage refund usually is paid partially in cash in the year in which it was allocated to you, and partially as allocated member equity in the cooperative with your name on it. This allocated member equity in the cooperative builds over time and is eventually paid back to you according to the cooperative's equity redemption program. Over time, these member allocated equities invested in the cooperative and redeemed at a later date can become rather significant. It is not uncommon for producers to receive equity redemption payments of several $1,000s. Allocated member equity in Nebraska cooperatives is often paid back to members when they reach a particular age, generally near retirement, or on an age of equity basis. For example, in an age of equity program, if the cooperative revolved equity on a 20-year basis, you would receive your equity 20 years after it was earned. While retirement may seem like a long way off to you, equity investment in a well-managed and profitable cooperative that is providing you with competitively priced products and services can be a portion of a well-balanced retirement investment portfolio. Plus, if you're already doing business with the cooperative because of the products and services it offers your operation, receiving those equity redemption checks upon your retirement almost becomes a no-brainer. Farmer-owned cooperatives also offer the benefit of local control. It is your right and responsibility as a member of the cooperative to participate in its governance. You have the right to elect members to a board of directors that serve as the policymakers of the cooperatives. And you can even serve as a director yourself. This allows you and other members of the cooperative to make decisions that you feel are best for the cooperative and will best meet the needs of local farmers in your area.
When I started farming, I did business with a co-op because this is where my dad did his business. Over time, I've looked at other options, and as Dad and I have discussed this, I've learned one thing. The local co-op is going to be there to meet my needs. While other people may enter and exit the market on a regular basis, my cooperative will always be there to provide the services I need. They will not disappear overnight as can happen with other suppliers. If a co-op invests $1 million in a new grain facility or $3 million in a new feed mill, as many co-ops have recently done, my bet is that they will be around to serve my needs for a long, long time.
We all know that the future is nearly impossible to predict. However, it would seem that it would make good business sense to partner with your local co-op. These co-ops can provide you with competitively priced products, the latest in innovative technology, first-class customer service, and the reasonable assurance that they will be there to serve you well into the future, all while being owned by you, the user. It kind of makes you wonder, why wouldn't you want to be an owner and a customer of a business like that? Because cooperatives are the local provider, you need to think about who would provide competition for the multinational companies if the local cooperative did not exist. Cooperatives are a business model that have served farmers and ranchers well in the past, and because they are continuing to change to meet producers' needs, they will continue to be a viable supplier in the future.